Hey guys, I'm Grestar, and how about we react to RWBY Volume 3, Chapter 9, PvP. As with the rest of my RWBY reactions, this video will only include me, so if you would like to watch the actual episode along with me, make sure to click here. Open it in another window, another tab, or download it or whatnot, but we will sync it up together. This is the one that I will be using as opposed to the Netflix or the DVD version, so for proper synchronization, yes, please click here. I have to assume at this point that PvP stands for Pyrrha versus Penny. Not just like player versus player, but I assume a play on that, term. But yeah, so Pyrrha versus Penny. That's cool. I was trying to think too if it could also be like polarity versus something. Polarity versus Penny, but that'd be using Penny twice, so that's kind of cheating. But yeah, so that's what I assume this episode is going to focus on, which is good because I did want to see that. However, I also want to see what happens between RWBY and Mercury. I understand if they can't really show it, or I guess if they just choose not to, because depending on how it's played out, depending on how RWBY reacts, it could be over really quickly, or she could just quickly get out of the situation. I think that she is just going to exfiltrate real quick, but who knows exactly. Anyway, so a bit about what happened last episode. It began, I believe, with, Team RWBY, Ironwood talking to Team RWBY, specifically to Yang, about what she did, and the fact that even if it was an accident, even if, she really did think that he was attacking her, and she didn't mean to attack an innocent person, like a million viewers saw her attack an innocent person, so they have already, come to their conclusion. So there's nothing they could do even if they did believe Yang. So, sucks for Team RWBY, especially for Yang, but, nothing else I could do. So, most of Team RWBY backed Yang right away, but Blake had some issues, had some doubts, and I believe that stemmed from Adam. She didn't explicitly say, I don't think, just someone that she knew and was close to changed, gradually. But I'm pretty sure it was Adam, considering, she was working with him during, the Black trailer and everything. And then move on, and Pyrrha and Jean have their scene. And so, I really liked it, but it also sucked for me at the same time. A lot of times when I say something sucks, it's because, it makes it difficult for the characters, and I like the characters, so I'm like, no, I want you to have good, happy lives, But Jean's trying his best to cheer up Pyrrha, to really be there for her, but it's just, triggering Pyrrha kind of worse and worse. About, the whole Fall Maiden thing, about taking on that power, that responsibility, not being sure she would be able to handle it, and so it's super tough for her, and that scene was really good because we got to see how much she was struggling with it. We got to see before that scene how she was just kind of quiet with her team, not her usual self, but there, with her breakdown, we really got to, see how much it's affecting her, and it's bad. So, it sucks, but it was a good scene. And then, Crow went in and talked to Yang and had a message from Raven that was saying, I saved your life, but don't expect any more acts of kindness or something like that. So, Raven seems like an interesting mama. I mean, one thing to run away, another thing kind of to say that, but hopefully she's cool. She looks cool, I'm sure she fights cool, but I mean, hopefully she's a good person is what I'm getting at. Because we don't really know at this point. I mean, you might just argue she's a good person because she saved Yang, and she might just be saying, that message, it might not be entirely truthful. If Yang got in trouble again, maybe she'd swoop it. I don't know, it's hard to say. I'm hoping to see more with Raven, get some more development with her, but I don't know what the odds are of that. I just want to know more about who she is as a character, and I'm sure Yang wants to know more about her too. So I guess we'll see in time if that happens, and if not, oh well. But then after that, the only real bits I can remember is RWBY learned that Coco had a hallucination during her fight, which, kind of matched up with Yang's hallucination during her fight, and then she saw Emerald across the way at the arena, and then she left back this... I don't know where she was going, why she left exactly, or why she left that way, but she ran into Mercury, and that's basically when it cut off there, and at the beginning of the fight with Pyrrha and Penny. So, now you're all caught up. I don't think I have anything else left to say, so with that, let's get to watching. Alright guys, here's how this is going to work. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, play, and when I say play, you hit play. So, 3, 2, 1, play. Do 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 do. No Laser Team commercial, no Grim Eclipse commercial. I was very careful with how I said Eclipse that time. Just this. Okay, yeah. Guys, it's just getting so, the stakes are so high at this point, bad stuff everywhere. Cinder has so much control, and she is, infiltrated so deeply, and... I still think the Yang versus Mercury fight was my favorite so far. Not to say that it was like the best fight necessarily, but it just like that appealed to my preferred style the most of all. So, you know, to each their own kind of thing. This is so sad! The ending to the intro was so sad. Oh, okay, let's go. RWBY. Volume 3, Chapter 9, PvP. Hey, Alspin. So does he know about Penny? Can she tell that Penny's metal? Is that why she... I don't know why she's like, yeah. That's such a crooked smirk. All right. Well, I thought she was just gonna kind of charge the line with her shield, but no, she did this cool flippy twisty thing. Ow! He was prepared for that. They're both impressive fighters. That is for sure. Is that why she was looking at herself? I'm still just waiting for the super bad, you know? Oh. What? No. Oh. That was a lot of force. Oh. Lot of force for sure. She bloody cut Penny in half. Was that Penny's data? I don't know. Oh no, is it fear? Is it panic? Oh, great. Yep, and there's that again. Huh? Yeah, that's why you tell him. Hmm. Well, that would definitely cause panic. Oh crap, this is looking like the intro, swarming toward the tower. Crap, people are gonna believe her, aren't they? Uh... Hmm. That's not good. That's not calm and orderly! Are you sure? I'm surprised with an army, like... Hmm... Curse their instincts. Yes, thank you, right? That was the point of him being assigned to, you know, for protection. Bluetooth's not doing well. Ah, oh, Neo, of course. Welcome back, Roman. Oh, no. Oh. So that was one of those cases where they wanted to be captured. Maybe it would fit. It clearly worked out in their favor. So you were able to capture Grim. They were able to capture Grim. Well, that was an interesting episode, guys. Yep. I'm just gonna wait until everything's over, and then we'll talk about it, so go ahead and just rest for now. Oh, cool. So we're done with the advertisements for the time being. I mean, I don't consider that too much. Alright, so, yep, this episode is over, and this one was 11 minutes and 55 seconds long, and now it's time to talk about it. Dude, bad stuff is happening, man. It's crazy. Okay, so, I mean, you know, in this episode, you see, you know, RWBY can't really do anything against Mercury or get past him or stop him or whatever, and then, you know, Emerald was in there messing with Pyrrha's mind, and Pyrrha saw like a bajillion friggin' swords, you know, and, you know, when you see stuff like that, I can't blame her for what she did. You know, she overcompensated in order to account for all of those swords, and so it went all super polarity, and it was just way too strong for Penny, to the point where I don't know what the strings attached to Penny and the swords are made of, but it was enough force to actually cut her in half. So Penny's, I guess, dead. I don't know exactly how that works. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't too sad during that part. Like, I was sad for those who were sad for Penny, and I was sad for what everyone saw and how that must make everyone feel, but I wasn't really sad for Penny dying. And it's not even just because I'm not sure if I consider that a full life. Like, but just the fact that I'm like, is she really dead, or as a synthetic, could she just be repaired? You know, I don't know. And if she can't be repaired, it's a lot sadder. But if she can be, it's like, well, this is kind of just temporary then, until we get her back to the scientists at Atlas. I don't know. I don't know if the characters know. Like, I know we saw the scientist dude at Atlas tense up, which, you know, might just be her father, so that might have been that kind of, and, you know, I say father, might have been just kind of a reaction. But it's, I don't know, it could just be too, because the secret was out. Like, oh, shoot, now everyone knows that we have an android kind of thing. But, I don't know. Like, it was sad overall, just not for the reasons it probably should have been for me. If I knew more information right now, like whether, again, she's, like, permadead or could just come back, it would, you know, it would depend on how much sadder the event is. But in that moment, it wasn't terrible for me, just because, again, I had those unanswered questions and just other thoughts kind of occupying that space. So, yeah, aside from that, a lot of bad stuff. So, I mean, you know, that was revealed, and then Cinder is just, you know, like, kind of spreading this propaganda of sorts, all this bad stuff about the kingdoms and how their, you know, war is approaching, and there wasn't really any time to, you know, like, contest that before the feeds were off. Like, the speakers in the stadium were fine, but, you know, all the TV around, you know, the world, no, they didn't have, you know, communication with just the casual viewer staying at home or whatever. So, definitely not good. And all those people, like, they just, whether or not they believe Cinder right off, there's got to be fear, there's got to be panic, and with that many people in one place, yeah, if, you know, the Grimm are attracted to negative emotions like that, no wonder we have a whole stampede of them coming. And then to make matters worse, you know, Roman, who was on one of the ship, you know, well, Neo hijacked it, and then Roman kind of took control and took out others of, you know, like, Ironwood's defenses, and then, you know, to make matters even worse, the White Fang had to show up, you know, and so, and not only did the White Fang show up, but they brought more Grimm. So it's just getting worse and worse, and like, sure, now RWBY knows what's up, and people might suspect things at this point, but the damage has been done. So even if people come to terms with the fact that it's like, alright, so, you know, the hallucinations for, you know, Coco, Yang, and Pyrrha really did exist, so what? The damage has been done. I mean, not an entire so what, but things are kind of irreversible. Not everything, but some things definitely are. And with, like, with the talk of war and all this panic, war actually could happen. It seems like all of this stuff is just pushing everyone toward the edge, and you can only go, you know, toward the edge so far until you're over it, and you're falling, and you're crying, and then you lose the grip on everyone else's hands, and then you look sad and it's a game over screen. So, yeah, I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen from here? It's terrible. But like, Pyrrha was already in such a bad place. Now to actually have her like think that she killed someone, android or not, but that she brought that kind of panic about, that she was another like cause of it. Oh, that can't be good for her. Like, she wants to protect people, but she's not sure that she can. And then this happens. It sucks so bad. Alright, but yeah. Nothing else that's coming, like, nothing else is coming to mind that I should talk about right away, at least, I don't think. And this episode was a little bit shorter than, like, the last couple have been. And I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I was totally satisfied with this episode. I'm just saying that, like, as far as things are, you know, as far as there are things to talk about, I feel like I've kind of reached my limit, I guess, with this. So let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comments below, whether you liked it, whether you disliked it, thought about this or that, etc., and so on and so forth. Do not spoil things for me or anyone else in the comments. You can talk about this episode, anything in the past, nothing in the future, and with that, we're calling it here. Cue outro, go!